Hello and welcome to Pop Snitch Pod. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Brandon.
And we are here to ask you to do us a favor, dear listener. And that is to go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you are hearing the sound of my voice. And please leave a 5-star review.
We're starting to believe that no one listens to this. And that is that's an unhealthy place to put us in. Because the amount of effort that I just exerted, to get us started, to literally just get everything set up and prepared to do this podcast. I mean,
it seems like it's easy.
I need you to step
Unfortunately, it's not. Unfortunately, it takes a lot of administration. And we almost end up in fisticuffs with technology on a weekly basis.
Yes, 100%.
So, for our trouble, we are asking you, dear listener, which is almost certainly someone we know by name, please spend 2 minutes, leave us a 5-star review, write us something silly goofy. You know, we'll read it. That's fine. But we do need you to write it for us to be able to read it.
Yes.
Oh, what a week. What a week. How are you personally before we dive? We have some great juicy stories. But how you doing?
I mean, I'm doing all right. It's been a long week.
It's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, but it's already been a long week. Nothing I can get into on here.
That's true. That's true, and that's fair. I feel the same way. There are things that I could talk about. Like right now, why is our dog whining at me? What does he want? Yeah. He's eaten. He's fine. He's just decided that he wants to cry at quite literally everything, which I guess is his prerogative. But I will go ahead and guide us into the stories because we have so many stories. And honestly, this week should have been a good week for you. Do you want to know why?
Why is that?
Because
I know.
Nicole Kidman is single, my man.
All right. So it's important for everyone to know who doesn't know me, but it's obvious that most of my friends do because I've received this same news story from about 40 different sources in the 48 hours that it has been news. So Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban are breaking up. And Nicole Kidman has been my number one, my hall pass, my muse, my queen, since I was probably 12 years old.
Yeah.
Literally. And she has remained my number one every year since. Nobody's even there are a lot of people in contention for number two, but the number one spot, as long as she's alive on this earth, will be Nicole.
Her decrepit body at 100, you'll be like, I'd still hit it.
I mean, well, my friend Philip always said that she looked like a mannequin. And that's not necessarily, porcelain doll mannequin. Giving those vibes. I don't care. If that's what she is, that's what appeals to me.
All right.
And I will stand for her forever. And now, like I said the other night when I found this out, my hall pass is in the wind.
She is. You got to get out there. You got to find her.
She's ready.
She's heartbroken. She's vulnerable.
Yes. This is what we're looking for. And I have your full, unadulterated support.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Okay. If you can get Nicole Kidman to look at you sideways, I say by all means, go do it. Yeah. Do I have your full unadulterated support for Railroad Daddy?
I mean, absolutely. And I might get in on it. He is absolutely one of the hottest people on earth.
He's so hot. But honestly, the sound of his voice is otherworldly. When he did that Zoran ad, I was like, I needed a fan. I needed a moment. I'm obsessed. I love every time I see that he's in something, I'm like, I'm so excited.
The one piece of information that surprised me and lore that I did not know is that they were engaged to be married a month after meeting each other. Is that correct?
Okay. So I'm going to go through the lore of Nicole and Keith because I have to tell you, I remember in the early, Keith Urban has not had an album do well since 2006? I mean, when have you heard recently?
Not on the same level. Not on the same level.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, he relatively was a nobody. When this woman has been an A-list superstar actress for 40 years, right? So we're going to take it back 20 years ago. They met the year you and I met. Okay. They met in the year of our Lord, 2005, and she gave him her number, and he didn't call for 4 months because he thought she was out of his league. And this to me is already saying, insecure man, beware. Okay. Let this be a lesson to the ladies. So they finally do go out. They start dating. They get engaged for 1 month and then they get married. Now, in the prenuptial agreement, they
were only engaged for a month. They dated longer.
Correct. They dated for like a year and then they were engaged for a month and then they got married. In their prenup, she put that she would give him $900,000 a year that he was sober. So for every year sober, he gets nearly $1 million in a divorce settlement because she knew someone had a problem, right? So within 4 months of their marriage, there are already stories circulating from TMZ that he's cheating on her. And about 3-4 weeks after that news breaks, homie goes right into a rehab facility. So within the first year of their marriage, he is already like completely incapacitated by his alcoholism. So he goes in.
She staged the intervention. I do know that.
Yeah. She goes in, she gets him support, she gets him help. She doesn't judge him for cheating on her. And again, I need to do a shout out to women. Do not try to fix a man. One thing about us, like honestly, to the men who are not getting women, A, stop listening to the single men in the manosphere because they don't know. 2, it doesn't take a lot of coercion to get a woman to like you. What we see what could be, not what is. And so, you see someone and you think, I can work with this. I can make something out of this. We see men as like Play-Doh in our hands. Men don't operate like that, but women, no, we're dumb in that way. So she saw
How's
him
that
and
going
thought
for
she
you
could
with
fix him.
me? How was your vision of who I would become with the vision that you've got?
I think that okay, so I do feel like I was a man in a past life, and so I don't personally operate that way. I just know.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't
do.
know. I don't know that I ever got the feeling that I was a project.
No. There are people who love projects and friendship and dating, and whatever. I'm not one of those people. And if I feel like someone's trying to like make me their project, like trying to evangelize me on something, I'm always like, you know what? I'm all set. Like I have no interest in what you're doing. But I will say, generally speaking, women are good at seeing like the bones of something and figuring out what could be. And a lot of women live in that space of what could be, and that's the danger. And I fear Nicole is one of those women, because you'll remember when she separated or when she divorced Tom Cruise, there are those like, first of all, infamous memes of her like having her freedom. But what people don't understand is that Scientology is like one of the scariest cult religions on the face of the earth. And they do so much damage to the people who leave and will like quite literally harass them. She also lost custody of the children that she and Tom Cruise had together. Now, Katie Holmes was able to make her exit intact with her child, but Nicole Kidman was not. So she comes out of that and then like immediately meets Keith Urban and marries him. And, they've been together for 20 years. So what we know about Nicole Kidman also is that she be working, right? She has been out there. She's one of the highest paid actors in the world, and certainly one of the highest paid women. And she has been on everything. And it's like become a joke almost of like if something comes out, oh, Nicole Kidman's on it. And he was getting agitated, like visibly agitated in interviews over the last couple of years, because they would say stuff like, how do you feel about, her doing these sex scenes? Or what is it like for you that your wife is doing this and that? And he did not like that questions for him really revolved around her. And I'm like, well, you married quite literally one of the most famous people in the entire world, and you're not that interesting. So I don't know what to tell you. You have bad highlights and you wear bedazzled flare jeans. Like, sorry.
I mean, and this is all like the biggest thing that he's doing at the time is being
on The Voice.
No, it wasn't even The Voice. It was American Idol.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. I think he's on The Voice now. But yeah, that's what he's got. He's got like music game shows. Like this man he's not put out an interesting record in ages. He's not nearly as rich and powerful as she is. So from what I understand is they had been like on the rocks for a while. His camp is putting out press that they had been on the rocks for a while. This would be of no surprise to anybody else. Her camp is saying that she was like working really hard to try to repair the relationship. You can't fix a man. And that she was like willing to like do whatever it took to keep everybody together. And apparently they got word that he already has a girlfriend, and they were going to TMZ was going to drop the stuff about a girlfriend, but it was going to look like he was cheating on her, which we don't know the receipts, the timeline yet. But it seems like they separated, and then he started seeing this other woman. And so they asked them to drop that first, the official separation. She went ahead and filed for divorce. And then they dropped the information about him already seeing someone.
Oh, okay. And I'll be honest, like, they strike me as the kind of couple who might have an arrangement anyway.
Maybe. But, like, if they had an arrangement, then why does he need to leave? Like, if he
they may just be
around,
sick. He might be just sick of her. I mean, he
How?
may just not
She's
like
always
her.
working. She's not even around.
Well, trust me. I wouldn't grow sick of her. I'm just saying maybe he grew sick of her. Yeah.
I think he's jealous of her. And the most dangerous thing in the world for a successful woman is a husband who's jealous of her. Genuinely. I also noted that in their divorce proceedings, she has asked for custody of their children for 305 days a year, and he has agreed to that, which I find interesting. Men who will leave the country, the state, nay, the area where their children are growing are always fascinating to me. I'm like, you had these children, and now that you've left their mother, you just are like, I'll see you every weekend? Like,
well, it's like the kind of custody that it mentioned was like the kind where you live with them.
Right.
Like that's the primary, like she's
the primary. Yeah, I know. But
yeah,
I'm thinking more generally, like there are so many men who will be like, oh, I got a divorce in Florida and just left. I go back twice a year. And it's like, you see your children that much? That's crazy.
Yeah. And their kids are what? Like they're their teens, essentially? Yeah.
But that's honestly, like, people act like that's the time when, like, it's a good time to divorce. I think that's a terrible time to divorce.
That's the absolute worst time to divorce.
Like, my parents divorced when I was 17 and my brother was 14, and it was super traumatizing for both of us, whereas my friends whose parents divorced when they were, like, anywhere from 1 to 5 actually had a much better relationship with each of their parents than we were able to have with them in probably like the 5 years post-divorce, because we were old enough where both of them were like, let me tell you this awful secret about the other one. And you're like, oh my God, I did not need to know that.
So do you think that she goes full Charlize and just starts having like boy toys, or do you think she's a relationship girly?
I really hope she goes full Charlize. I think the best thing she could do is know that there's not a man out there who is her equal. And so she should have fun with what's available. And she is rich. She is beautiful. She is powerful. She's working. Girl, you don't need him. Yeah, look at this man. He brought you down. He brought you to your knees to the tune of 17 million. And again, he is a loser in bedazzled flare jeans who is 3 inches shorter than you. No, get out. Don't do it. I can't trust her judgment. She loves a short king. I'll tell you that much.
She does.
So you're going to have to lop off a few inches to get her attention.
Oh, I'll get on my knees.
Okay. I'm sure you will. All right, baby girl.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my rant on it today. Do not do for a man what he will not do for you. And the other piece of news I heard was that he became disenchanted with her in the last year because she's been depressed since her mother died.
Oh my word. Don't even get me started.
Yeah, she paid for his life and got him through rehab and helped quite literally reshape his future. And he was like, but you're depressed because your mom died. I don't like it. No, go away.
I need Keith a girlfriend. Urban. You're too depressed from your mother dying, and I need a girlfriend now.
I can guarantee you that girlfriend is like 20-something years old because he is having like a midlife crisis. He's a nobody now. And I assume that must be hard to do. Also, like an Australian country singer, get serious. I remember thinking this in the early 2000s. The only song that I ever knew of his was like, I want to love somebody. Do you know what I'm talking about? Love somebody
I will
like
say,
you.
I'll have to tell you that his best album is the one about her.
Oh yeah, the one that did the best.
That song is not on that album. That's the first album.
That's his first one.
On. But the album that actually has like probably 5 or 6 good songs on it. The song is the literal album is about her.
Yeah. So again, she did everything for this man, and he is gonna leave her for someone half her age because he's a loser. He's giving Loserville. And again, being like Australian and being like, no, I'm Nashville and I'm country. No, you're not. No, you're not.
So before we move on, I must say the way you were sitting is making me look like a giant and making you look like a small person.
Just a little baby. Okay.
You could,
is this better?
You could tilt it just a little bit if you wanted to.
We know the fight that I just had with my ring light, and I'm afraid that I'm going to lose if I try. All right, how's that?
It's better. Yeah.
Okay, just let it be.
Better.
We're letting it live.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, it looks so weird when you watch it back if we're not in the same framing.
Okay, well, we're not even in the same room, so people are going to have like a willing suspension of disbelief, you know?
Yeah, but I know this is just such a nice look.
All right, story 2.
Stupid.
Story 2. Shocking exactly no one. Brittany Cartwright.
This woman.
Brittany Cartwright leaves Special Forces on day 1. And mind you, they have not even like started up. They're quite literally warming up. And they asked her to jog. And she is...
Have you watched the show, or does it exist to be watched?
Yeah. I don't know who's watching it. I hear a lot of people talk about it, but I don't know anyone personally who actually watches it other than clips on TikTok.
So I think it was 2 nights ago, Madison, our friend Madison, sends us a clip and says that we need to live react to the clip. I don't want to I found out we can't do that because I don't want to get a copyright infringement.
Right.
But essentially this post just begins with Brittany like hard breathing. It's so obvious from her clothes.
She is red in the face.
Yeah. But it's so obvious from her clothes and stuff that they've done nothing yet.
Yeah. She's not dirty. She's not even really sweaty.
They have not done any forces. Definitely no special forces.
They're quite literally warming up. Like, that is what's happening.
And all I know about the show is it's basically like a reality competition show where they do like special forces training, and whoever can like last through the special forces training like wins or whatever. And
which I would never, although apparently they get $25,000 flat for participating. And that's whether you go out the first day or the last.
Well, she needed that $25K to pay them bills that Jax left her.
She had to pay off Jax's taxes.
So, but essentially this video starts, she's just huffing and puffing, and the guy's just yelling at her like, "Are you really quitting now? Are you really quitting this early?" And she's like,
I can't do it.
I told him, I knew it was going to happen. I knew I was going to be the first one out. Jax!
You know what, though? She didn't have an accent. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah. Well, it wasn't as thick, but I could still hear it.
And I actually listened to a pod the other day where someone was talking about that, and I was like, what I think people don't understand is that, like, because this happens to me too, my accent gets thicker and then it wanes back to like when I'm being conscious of it, that like your accent is thicker, especially if you've moved away a long time ago. Mine gets really thick when I'm talking to people from back home, or when I am drunk or mad.
Or watching Leanne on Netflix.
Oh my gosh. I love her so much.
I love her too, but my Lord.
That TV show is so funny to me. And it is, again, geared towards like conservative menopausal women. And I am none of those things except a woman. I think she is so funny. Like, I love her. I called my mom about it and she was like, well, I wish she hadn't allowed any swearing on there. And I was like, oh my God, get a grip.
The female comedian would not allow any swearing on her show?
No, that's what my mom wanted.
No, that's what I mean. I'm like, well,
I was like, she didn't even swear. Like, she herself as a character doesn't swear on there. And my mom was like, I don't like that she let other people. I was like, oh, I forgot that the goal when you have that belief system is to force everyone to be just like you. It's not enough for you to think it. And
also, like, the stories are that her father's kind of abusive, that her sister's kind of manic and has, addiction issues, that her husband cheated on her, like, real life stuff.
Yeah, and it turns out in real life, most adults curse.
And what would be the show? What would be the?
Oh shoot!
What would be the rubs? Like, oh my gosh, he didn't wash the car this weekend.
What a stinker! Yeah, my mom basically wants to watch like Leave It to Beaver.
What a stinker!
That's what she wants to say. That is like primetime TV for Paula.
Oh, I wouldn't want to watch that.
No, I got no interest in that. I'm like, no. But back to Brittany. My favorite part of this was that the thing about Jax Taylor is that he is awful. I detest him.
Oh,
but
yeah.
sometimes he really cracks me up. And
he's good TV.
I am loath
TV.
to admit this. And I'm fine not seeing him on The Valley. Like, that doesn't bother me at all. Because seeing him be, like, abusive in front of his son and stuff like that was just kind of sad and dark.
Well, it got awful in the latter days.
But there are things, like, even at the reunion, when she was sitting up there, she's like, well, I just realized I had lost my sparkle. And he was like, my God, enough about the sparkle. And that was so funny to me.
I mean, I will say this. I mean, Jax is absolutely terrible.
Awful.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the worst human beings I have ever witnessed. Living in a house with Brittany would have drove me to the end of my
I think
being.
it would have taken me to the limit, but I did get tickled. Apparently she went on their podcast and was like, I'm doing this to prove Jack's wrong. And then she is literally out before the warm-up is over.
I mean,
I'm like, there are things I can agree with him on.
I mean, he literally basically... I mean, this is abuse, let me be clear, but he did say all the time that she basically was a weak woman. He literally called her weak on the show for years.
So I get her wanting to prove him wrong, but it's like, girl, you can't prove him wrong and then also do nothing to get in shape for the show.
Oh.
Like, it was clear she didn't do any training.
No.
She didn't because other people like straight up hire like personal trainers. They really try to get in shape for it. If you want to know more about it, you can listen to one single podcast of Nick Viall because he literally talks about him being on the show every single time.
How long did he last on that show?
I don't know because, again, no one watches it. So it's unclear to me how long he lasted, why it's such a flex
I don't even know what channel it comes on. All I know about the show is that, honestly, it's where Tom went to escape after Sandoval. Like, he left.
Nick was on it with Tom, with Sandoval.
Oh, well, we might have to go back and do a little rewatch of that.
I don't think I can't watch Nick on TV again. He gives me the creeps, the absolute heebie-jeebies. And there's a lot of stuff circulating online about him and his wife again. And it's always hard to tell because it's like Reddit threads, but there is a lot of speculation that she has cheated on him multiple times.
Oh, I mean, sure.
I mean, he's just like, he's trying so hard to like hold on to his youth. And I'm like, sir, you're like 45. Let it rock. Like, it's okay. We're all getting older.
The thing that I miss when The Valley is not on, that clip gave me, is just us being able to do her voice.
Well, okay, I can do her voice. You do something that is loud and scary, but go ahead, try it again.
I just like to be like, Jax, why Jax?
Rotten hell.
Rotten hell, Jax.
Yeah.
I miss it when it's not there.
She's just like, she's such a character. I have been to Kentucky many times, actually, and I don't think I've ever heard anyone with that particular accent.
Okay. I've only been to Kentucky one time in my life, and it was with you. And every single place that we stopped, you asked for sweet tea. Sweet tea is not a thing that exists anywhere other than in the South. And you just like assumed that everywhere else has sweet tea. No one has sweet tea. And every single place that we stopped, you're like, do you have sweet tea? And they're like, no, we don't have sweet tea here. And it was like a constant refrain for the entire trip.
Wow, what a great story. God forbid I ask for what I want.
Well, I know, but it doesn't exist there.
Okay.
Defend yourself.
No. Titillating tale. You're like, I went to Kentucky one time and Rachel asked for sweet tea. What an idiot. All right. At this moment, it's important for us to ask if you're still listening. And I hope you are, because we have some great stories coming up about Lala, Bad Bunny, and the Ryder Cup. But we do need you to stop what you're doing and go subscribe to our Substack. I am starting to do more long form writing there. So I wrote a piece on the finale of Big Brother and how the girl who was set to win lost because of a whiny man baby. And I think it's worth reading. So I plan to do more of these. I want to do like deep dives into like celebrity beef and stuff like that. And I want to call it like the snitch files, like basically finding as much stuff as I can find on like Reddit and the corners of the internet and telling you what I know about a celebrity that you may not already know. So go ahead and subscribe to that. Thank you so much. All right. Why don't you lead us into story 3?
All right, so we can start this by talking about Lala and sorry. We can talk.
Oh my God.
Well, no. I don't know about the Lala and Scheana thing.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, the only thing that I know about that I've seen about Lala lately is her and Schwartz posting together, like fake soft launching a relationship that doesn't exist, and I'm like, but does it?
I don't think so. She would break him. I mean, she would break his spirit so quickly. He wouldn't know what hit him.
If that man's spirit isn't already broken, I don't know what will break it.
It should be. No, I think they're just being silly. They are both on the Valley, and Scheana is not, seemingly.
Are they filming right now? Is that why they're together?
That's why they're together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because they've been like on a trip and doing all the stuff. Scheana is noticeably absent. And there had been a lot of speculation that Scheana and Lala were having beef just by like comments and Instagram stuff and whatever. So Lala finally went on her podcast this past week and addressed it. And she basically said, Scheana is Scheana. She's always going to care more about how you support her in a public-facing environment as opposed to private. And apparently, and then Scheana said that she sent her this beautiful box, this PR, like with her book and all the stuff. And her expectation was that Lala would quickly post the box, post everything inside, and like support her with her book launch. And Lala, who, by the way, has 2 small children, did not post the book for like 4 days or something and just posted the book.
She posted it?
Yeah, she posted it.
She still posted something.
She still posted something, still posted support for it, but it was not immediate. It did not include the packaging, and that really rubbed Scheana the wrong way. So Lala was basically like, Scheana. Like, she can have everything in the world. She can have the husband, the kid, the podcast that's doing really well, a book. You know, she can have all these things, and she's still going to find reasons to be upset. And so, like, that was her. But she also, you know, gave a caveat that like, Scheana is Scheana, but I love her. Our kids are friends. Like, we'll always be family. Like, that was the general vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lala comes out smelling like a rose in that scenario, and Scheana.
I mean, what to even say? This woman is so thirsty that no one wants her. And I'm like, if she had been chill, she would have been on Dancing with the Stars. 2 people from The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives are on Dancing with the Stars. And that show has only been in existence for like, what, 2-3 years?
Yeah.
Like, Scheana has the wherewithal to do something like this, but she is so thirsty that she ruins her own chances. I feel like it's the same thing with the Valley. Apparently, most recently, other housewives have come out and talked about how she has approached them at upfronts, like Bravo upfronts, to be like, oh, I really want to be a housewife. Oh, I really want to do X, Y, and Z.
Well, you can't be a housewife living in the Valley.
Well, apparently, she and Brock have been spending a lot of time back in West Hollywood. Someone saw him like working at a coffee shop there. So, I don't
think you can be a housewife and your husband
with your
work at a
husband who
coffee
works
shop
at a coffee
either.
shop. Well, it's that.
I mean, nothing
or
wrong
like
with working at a coffee shop, but I don't think you can be a real housewife of Beverly Hills and your husband works at, you know, Mocha Joe's.
No, I don't think that's the case. And this is another lesson. Do not date down. Do not marry down. Like, Scheana is stuck with this.
Well, she might not be marrying down
loser.
because she's working. Marrying down doesn't necessarily mean.
Well, let me be clear. This is not about him working at a coffee shop. This is about him leaving his children, abusing his first wife, not making any money, sucking off the teat of her finances, and then cheating on her while she was pregnant. That is what I mean.
I just wanted to be clear because to the non-listener. I
could write a dissertation on why Brock is a loser and Scheana should never have gotten with him, but she is drawn to losership.
No, exactly. I was just making sure for the listener who doesn't know Brock and Scheana or the history, like this man, just because he works at a coffee shop or doesn't have like the best job in the world does not mean that makes him dating down. No. It's all these other things we just mentioned, like the fact he cheated on her while she was pregnant.
Like, he doesn't have a job.
He used all of her money to start a fake fitness business that embezzled money from people. I mean, it's pretty wild.
It's so funny. And didn't Jax try to do essentially the same fitness app in like 2016 or something?
Oh, yeah. He tried the exact same fitness app like how many years before? Like
so long
almost
before.
a full 10 years before.
And I'm like, you're trying to do a fitness app when you have no name. Like he was a nobody on social. It's not even like he was like a fitness social media influencer who could move it into that. But like Peloton is out there. Like all of these like powerhouses.
You're late to the game, brother.
Yeah. Like if everybody's there, you're in the wrong place.
It's almost like starting a podcast for people who like Bravo in 2025.
Yeah, no, we were late. We were late to being late to the game and struggling. But here we are.
We are having fun.
Yeah, we don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about our next story, which is Bad Bunny being the Super Bowl. Oh, by the way, in our notes, I put Super Blow.
Well, okay. I don't even have to read this, and I didn't for this specific reason. I don't know anything about what you've prepared.
Good.
But I
love it when
tell
I send you things and you don't read them.
No, it was just this one because
Okay.
I wanted to say this. If I had to guess, everyone on the internet is upset because Bad Bunny is going to do this in Spanish and it's not going to appeal to like white America.
Yeah, that is correct.
That's what I figured.
Mhm.
Because like they go down the list of people to do this. It's very important for everyone to know that those who do the Super Bowl halftime show do not get paid.
Yeah,
There's
it's for
no
free.
money. There's no money involved. They pay for the presentation. So like, if what actually gets put on the field, they pay
Right.
for. But there's no payment. It's exposure
Mhm.
is the payment.
Mhm.
And when you're talking about people that have been rumored to do this, i.e. Adele, Taylor Swift, they do not need the exposure of the NFL's halftime show to sell records or sell tickets or anything. So the idea that the NFL wants to have all the rights to the footage, that the artist gets no right to the footage, that the artist doesn't get paid in any way, shape, or form, other than that they get to be there and be on TV, it's just not a very good, it's not a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good thing on the artist side of things. And so
I don't see the value of it if you are someone at that caliber at that point.
And
it's just another job that you're doing for free.
But someone like Bad Bunny, what I think the NFL and definitely Rock Nation and Jay-Z and all these people that produced the halftime show, what they see in Bad Bunny is this is going to be an international grab.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
he's going to bring people to the NFL that would not normally watch.
Yes.
And that's what they want.
Next year, they're talking about doing this, several games in Brazil next year. They're talking about, they're already doing games in Ireland and Germany and London. Like they are trying to make themselves international. So probably more people will watch the Super Bowl this year because of Bad Bunny than any American artist that they could get.
Agreed.
And so I think it's absolutely genius on the part of the NFL.
I agree.
And honestly, it will create such a stir when people turn it on because he's going to do his thing and he's a great performer and all of that. But like, of course, there's going to be people at home, 60 and 70-year-old women and men from the South going, who's this guy?
Why? Don't he speak English?
Don't he speak English?
No, quite literally a lot of thumb-headed, red-faced, angry men with fish in their pictures had a lot to say about it on the interwebs. But they all just seemed stupid. I'm like, if you don't, you have agency. You don't have to watch the halftime show, as it were. You can turn it off during that time. That's A-okay. But in the meantime, you definitely should go complain. Also, it seems to me that it is news to many people who vote in this country that Puerto Rico is an American territory because they are trying to deport Bad Bunny. And I'm like, sir.
Well,
he is an American.
Well, I also think it's interesting that, if you look back even to last year and Kendrick does the halftime show, it seems to me that it's people who want it that are using it for exposure to make a statement, right? So I think that that's like the beauty of what Kendrick did last year. Whether you like the performance or even like Kendrick's music, it's like he used the halftime show as a cultural moment, as a political statement, which I think, man, if you're going to do it for free, at least get your thoughts out there, at least get your feelings out there. And I think Bad Bunny might go more of like getting his culture out there, putting it center stage in the same way that like J-Lo and Shakira did several years ago, which I thought was one of the better halftime shows of the last 10 years, honestly.
Yeah, I think people are also upset because Bad Bunny canceled all of his American shows because he was afraid that ICE would use them as a way to like target people.
Oh,
and I'm
dang,
like,
I didn't even think about
clap,
that.
hats off. Thank you for caring at all
Smart.
about your fans. He cared more about his fans getting deported than he did making those American dollars. And so he's been touring in South America, Central America, everywhere else except the US because of that.
Some friends of mine that work in an organization here in the city, they actually traveled to go see Bad Bunny because of that very reason. I think they went to Puerto Rico or maybe Argentina or something over a weekend.
Yeah, he has been very intentional about doing that. So I thought it was interesting to see the NFL choose him for that specific reason, because in terms of political statements that they also don't like, it's so funny when these men who love sports, who love men who dress up in like tight pants and push on each other and touch on each other, are like, I don't like that he dresses in these little dresses. And I'm like, do you know how many women would want to get with Bad Bunny who like think he is the sexiest person alive, and you're worried that he like sometimes wears androgynous clothes because you're so threatened by his masculinity? Literally grow up.
What men are wearing tight clothing?
The guys playing football. They got little, my God, they're wearing like yoga pants out there with big, like, whatever, shoulder pads. Like, what I'm saying is that the very men who will hug all over each other, touch all over each other, like spit drinks into each other's mouths at a sporting event will riot because a guy wore a dress one time for a photo shoot. Like, are you okay? Why? You're so obsessed with these men. Like, I genuinely don't understand it. I think it's so weird. And it actually brings us into, I was going to talk more about how Taylor Swift was, leaving all those little nuggets for us in her podcast, and then the talks broke down.
Well, I'm just going to say this now because next week will probably be like a full-on Taylor
we're going to listen to the album this weekend.
Love bomb. We will love bomb you next week.
The rollout's been a little cringe, but we'll see what
let me tell you this, and I had this feeling at the time, and I have only gone further into this, that podcast is the cringiest piece of material that she has ever put out. Like, the fact that she chose that as the rollout, the fact that she dropped all of those weird Easter eggs that were obviously about the Super Bowl, and now it's not happening. I mean, that is cringe. And I have some thoughts. Have you seen that there's like supposedly more stuff being released on the day of the album than we know about currently? Okay. Yeah. There's
We'll do a whole episode specific to the album drop. So, because we'll have the whole weekend to listen to it, to ingest it, and then she usually, like a couple days later, will do something else. I just am like, why do we have so many covers? Why are we doing the same album on like 12 different covers for people who collect them? The money grab and all of it really rubs me the wrong way.
So here's a theory that I saw today, is that they were taking the names of the editions, like the editions of the album, and using it to create like anagrams and different like things to try to figure out what's going on. And they think that those are some sort of clues to what is happening this weekend. So if something cool happens this weekend and that it ends up being true, that this was all like preparing us for whatever that thing is, a lot of people think it's a movie, that it could either be the Eras Tour documentary, or possibly a musical that goes along with the album.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Or a movie video thing. Like if something like that happens, then I'll be like, okay, obviously she was using this to kind of roll out something like that. But if not, it is just an insane money grab by a billionaire.
Yeah.
And I hope that's not what it is.
I hope it's not either, because I'm sick of that. One thing that would be better for all of us is if there were no billionaires. And I'm not talking about attacking them. I'm saying they should pay enough taxes to where they're not a billionaire. And we should have better facilities and roads and schools. I was actually talking to someone today working in education, and they were talking about with the government shutting down and blah, blah, blah. And, talking about politics and stuff. And I was like, it really is interesting that this country and many countries will spend more money to kill people than we will to educate our children. Like by a long shot.
Preach, girl.
Alas, I digress. So I do want to talk about the Ryder Cup. Are you familiar with the Ryder Cup?
So I have watched, what is that thing? Full Swing, which is like Netflix kind of like reality TV show about golf. So yes, I do know what the Ryder Cup is. That it's the U.S. versus, I think it's just Europe, right?
Yeah, it's just all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Europe versus the United States in like a, golf tournament. Yeah. And an insufferable Rory McIlroy whining about U.S. fans and how they don't respect the game and all this. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Okay, so this is what I will say. It was held in Long Island.
Yes. Maybe,
I will not elaborate.
Maybe not some of our best.
Yeah. I will not elaborate, but I understand his pain there. It was giving like divorced dads having their first outing in a while. Apparently, I was listening to Giggly Squad and Hannah Berner got asked to go interview people. And she was like, I was actually scared. She was like, people were there. Men who don't know where they are, can't file anything, don't know when their mom's birthday is, were able to wear matching outfits and show up somewhere at 5:45 a.m. on a weekend. And so essentially what happened is that they got hammered really early during the game, from what I understand. And they began yelling like homophobic slurs to some of the people competing. One guy tried to pour a drink on one of the players' wives. And they just started yelling F you, Rory, like as loud as possible. And I just am like, I don't know. I guess I'm of two minds about this because I can hold two truths in my head at once. One, I think the idea of like decorum only around golf, the people who are like, this is golf. We don't do that golf. I'm like, okay, relax. It's a sporting event and this is how we sport. Okay. We yell obscenities at the others. Now, I would be pissed if I were him and I look over and someone's trying to pour a beer on my wife's head or is like yelling slurs at someone I'm working with. So after that happened, he looks back at the crowd as he and his partner start winning and is like, F you, F you, F you. And is like pointing at all of them. I'm all for
that. Like he just needs to get involved.
But I think it's interesting. It was reported of two minds. Like some places were like rowdy crowd and Long Island irritates, blah, blah, blah. And then other people were like, the hypocrisy of, what's his name? Rory McIlroy?
McIlroy, yeah.
McIlroy? Oh, yeah. Anyway, and I was like, it's not hypocrisy. It was like retaliation for them doing that.
Here's where I stand on it. The decorum of golf, in my mind, I could be wrong, I'm not a golf expert, seems like a vestigial part of a sport where women, black people, people of color of any kind could not play for centuries. And it was a bunch of like well-to-do rich people out in the, on a huge stretch of land, a sport that literally takes acres and acres of land to even be able to play. I mean, this should start cluing you in there. And to me, it's like, now normal people can play this sport. And just like all the other normal people sports, we like to get a little rowdy. We like to have a little fun. So I don't know how long this particular event, and I can't remember if it's in Arizona or where it actually is, but one of the major PGA Tour stops is called the Waste Management. It's sponsored by that company, Waste Management. Right. Okay. And every year, wherever that is, wherever that stop on the PGA Tour, the Waste Management Tour stop is always this crazy, rowdy ending because all of the stands are around the 18th hole. So when something happens at the 18th hole, people throw beer everywhere. It's like wild. Like the Manosphere podcast guys are always there and whatever. But it's really the only one they have allowed to get like that kind of. But it seems like that Waste Management weekend is kind of spilling out onto the rest of the tour.
Oh, yeah. It's spilling. It spilled right into Long Island. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Not to be outdone, the people of Long Island say, "Here we go."
Yeah, hold my beer.
Hold my beer.
And Bravo knows this was Hannah Berner took a picture with Shep, who the last she and Paige heard of him was when he was like, yeah, and Paige didn't want to film because she had her little talk show. Meanwhile, both of them are millionaires because of that little talk show.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Shep doesn't know what it's like not to be a millionaire. So
that's true. I forget what
he's never worked a day in his life.
Yeah.
And he is a millionaire. So he wouldn't understand what having a little $1 million talk show would be like.
Right. I mean, Craig was there. I did not see any footage of him and Hannah anywhere near each other, but would have been interesting to see.
I would love to see it.
But yeah. All right. Another quick break to say, if you have not already, stop what you're doing and subscribe to our YouTube. We need you. Also, this is your call to action for this week, other than you've already left us a review because you're a good student. You've already subscribed to our Substack. You've already pressed subscribe to our YouTube. Now you are going to send our podcast to a friend. Thank you. You're doing the Lord's work. Okay.
I love your evangelical nature coming out for our podcast. Oh my God,
it is. I wonder if people know, like, when I was a kid, I used to have to go door knocking, which is where you go into neighborhoods and you knock on people's doors and give them paraphernalia about your church. And they specifically had children do it because people were more likely to open the door. And my first question, I would be like, "Hi, Brandon, how are you doing today? Can I ask you a personal question?"
What, Rachel?
If you died right now, do you know where you'd be? Like, just imagine a 10-year-old looking at you, like, dead serious saying that. That is
If
crazy.
you died tonight, do you know where you would end up?
Would it be heaven or would it be hell? And people would, like, try to debate us and stuff. And I was like, okay, if you're not going to come to church, you're wasting my time. I need to get X amount of people to come.
I'm looking for numbers here, baby.
Not me selling before I knew I was selling. Okay, so do you want to recap SLC?
No, because I don't know anything about it.
Okay. Then I'll do that later. I'll do that probably on like a TikTok or something.
Okay, sounds good.
And we already talked about Big Brother, but lastly, I will tell you that Vince has officially been dumped. And that according to lives that I watched from last night, Morgan had a wildly different description of their relationship in her post-interview with Taylor Hale than he did. She when Taylor was like, what did he mean by, is there a percentage chance that we could get together? And she said, mind you, everyone, Vince had a girlfriend and he was trying to get this other player to say if she would be with him afterwards. And she was like, you need to ask him that. From my end, it was all just the game and friendship. And then when Vince went on there, he was like, oh, I'm not even worried because my girlfriend's really secure. She's not worried about that. No, it was just platonic. Like, will we be in each other's lives? And so many people have confirmed that she dumped him. Like, one person said that it's someone who's been like a longtime friend of his. And he said that he's basically just living in denial that he lost the show, that he got second place, and that his girlfriend dumped him, and that Morgan doesn't want to be with him.
I mean, when he have you that like TikTok theme or whatever where it's like, oh, that's me. Like,
yes.
Well, there's the one where he comes out of the house and he's all like over like this clapping and stuff. It's like, oh, well, that's me.
You may be wondering how I got here.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. That mustache, he like legit looks like Luigi on Mario Kart. Like, it is crazy.
Watching All in One Night, Morgan gets sent home, who should have been the winner, right?
Yeah.
Watching her get sent home.
She was poised to win.
Yes. Ashley knew what she had to do.
She did. Ashley won fair and square, but Morgan was poised to win. She had a better resume of competitions.
But Morgan being sent home without Vince having to get his hands dirty on it and then thinking that he won. Like, it is so obvious when Morgan walks out the door. He's like, oh, it could be 50-50. Blah, blah, blah.
He's doing high kicks in the air.
He literally thought he had won. And I honestly thought he had won too. And then when she starts laying out in detail how she had operated,
came to win.
She literally, it was one of the best descriptions.
She turned enemies into allies. Like, I can literally still remember what she said from Sunday night. I was super impressed.
Good. And so was everybody else, obviously. Yeah. Like, the people that I thought, even before they got to where they knew who the final two would be.
Yeah.
It was so obvious that several of them, probably over half, wanted to give it to Vince, even if it was Morgan sitting there, and that they would have to be convinced. And so when Ashley wins, I'm like, oh, there's no way she's going to be able to talk him into it. And then for everybody but Morgan to vote for her. I mean, do you understand how unlikable you have to be as an individual for 7 people? Or how many? Would it be 8, 6, or?
It was 7 people total in jury.
Yeah, 7 people.
So 6 to 1.
So 6 people to vote against you. Only one.
She would have won 7-0 if Morgan said she gave him a pity vote. She literally said that in her exit interview with Taylor.
Well, it was so obvious. That was so obvious that she did, because she was saying
they were laughing at him. The one thing they said before he took the stage was, all we want him to do is take accountability. Vince lied to, like, quite literally everyone over and over and over. And instead of forming alliances, just did final twos with everyone and then sent them home unexpectedly and cried about it. And in Kelly's words, he was lying or he was crying. I can't remember if Kelly or Ava said that. But, and they said, I would happily give this to Vince because he's won a lot of competitions if he will take accountability for being
He took accountability for nothing. He was like, no, it was all just friendship and all just blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh my God, what a loser.
And as he was doing it, they are like visibly laughing, like you can tell that not only did they not respect his game, but that none of them like him. Like, I don't think Morgan will even hang out with him after this. Like, it was fascinating to watch her become aware of their reactions to him.
Well, you have to realize that she's been in that house quartered off from the world.
Yeah.
She's going to get home and talk to one friend.
Yeah.
And be like, girl, you were looking messed up on the show. Like, do you see this human being that you were laying in the bed with every night?
Yeah. I think you should apply for Big Brother, and I think I should apply for Traitors.
Boy. Well, Traitors, don't you have to be famous?
No, they're doing one for regular people.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. I actually think I'd be a good traitor.
Yeah, I think so too. I would really like to be on Big Brother, though. I think I'd be good at it.
I think you'd be great at it. I would struggle with Big Brother. 1, I need alone time to thrive, and I would turn into an absolute mess if someone was around me all the time. 2, I don't love surveillance or being told what to do constantly, and that's all you do in that house. And 3, and this is the most important one, I cannot share a bathroom with 16 people. There is just no way on the face of the earth I could do that.
Why in God's name do they only have 1 shower and 1 toilet?
No, they have 2 showers and 2 toilets in the bathroom area, and then the head of household also has a shower and a toilet.
That is just...
That's not enough.
Inhuman.
I would go crazy, especially you're just sitting there. If I'm just sitting there and I got nothing to do, I'm probably going to pee every hour.
Well, I'm also just going to say this. Like, it is inhuman for them to have that shower open with that, like, one
with their head
barrier.
Hanging out. Yeah.
No.
It's so weird.
How do I get out? I mean, I have to take my clothes in there with me?
Yeah. They pull the towel around them when they get out. Yeah. It's crazy.
No.
I couldn't do that. And I know, here's the thing. I'm too self-aware. I know I would get on there and I wouldn't be able to sleep. I would be irritated because I wouldn't have any alone time, and I would absolutely rage on someone, and like everyone would be feeling some type of way about someone, and I'd be like, anyway, everyone hates you and everyone wants you to leave and no one thinks you're cute. And that would be the end of my time. I would be a villain. I would also go into the diary room and be like, and just say crazy stuff.
I'd be worried because they do it on purpose at like
times
really late at night. 5
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning, like after a bad experience, like they pull you in there when they know you're about to dish dirt.
Yeah, and I would. And I would say it's so mean. And so I'm like, okay, no, you can't do anything where people are going to get that filter down. It's already thin as it is. Like, I can't take away what I have built up.
No, I have to agree with you there.
But I think you'd be good at it. So maybe that's what we'll do. So our homework is that. Y'all know your homework. Thank you so much for listening. We love you all so much. I'm going to write on the Substack. I think I'm going to do a listicle of the best things that we are watching and reading this month. And then I'm going to do a deep dive. I'm choosing a couple different people. Nick Vial, Lisa Barlow. There are a couple people I'm going to try to find some dirt on.
You can find all of our links at popsnitch.com. Easiest way to follow us on everything. Easiest way to subscribe to everything. Please do us that favor this week if you haven't already. And we will see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
No, I hate that.